now and then someone is Ola the Torah on Shabbos is called up, and when he's finished, the time comes to make a mishaberach. Sometimes someone looks at the clock and decides there's still a lot of time, and so he painstakingly has the Balkorei make a mishaberach for each and every person in shul. Ploni ben Ploni, ben Ploni. Then it's Kol Hanoshim Ba'Zorah. So everyone's included. And then it ends. There's Kol HaKol HaKodesh Hazeh. I'm always wondering, who is that Kol HaKol HaKodesh Hazeh? We've already mentioned everyone. Everyone's name has been heard. Everyone's been mentioned. And the answer is quite clear here this evening. This is Kol HaKol HaKodesh Hazeh. All the friends, the sons, the daughters, the sons-in-laws, the grandchildren, all the friends of our Kehillah that have come here this evening to share the special simcha of the Kehillah of 50 years. It's unusual that children shall come and take part in the simcha, the shul of their parents. Yes, when their parents are being honored, but that all the children shall feel a drive to come and to join and to be there, to share in the simcha. That's unusual. And the reason is because there's something very special about this Kehillah. I don't mean its history. I don't mean its heirloom and hogim. Something very special. Our Kehillah does not have members. We are not members of a congregation. Rather, we are all part of a close-knit family unit with a common relative that keeps us all together. That relative is called Kehillas Ya'akov. We come here this evening to celebrate 50 years and to once again remind ourselves of what our Kehillah has accomplished in its 50 years of Avodas Hashem. We also join together tonight to give honor to the memory of Hachava Mordechai ben Yosef, Martin Pressburger, Zichrono Livracha, along with all the other workers and members that have left us since we last gathered together 5 years ago. But most of all, we are here to give ourselves chizuk to continue, to give us the strength and drive to keep our Kehillah Kedosha in the firm belief that it is not we who carry it, but the Kehillah which carries us. Who can evaluate, who can measure the accomplishments of this Kehillah Kedosha? Who is capable of knowing and understanding the hashpah, the influence of each Torah, Avoda, and Gemilus Chesed aspect of our Kehillah? On the hundreds of people who have entered its doors, learned from its shiurim, been inspired by its tefillas, and been helped by its chesed. Who can evaluate, as our chairman has told us, how much it has spread near and far? How many lives and lifestyles were affected and changed by the warm, dedicated, and inspiring efforts of Rav Breslau Zechat Tzadik L'Bracha? How much more Torah has been learned? how many more properly recited tefillos have been uttered, how much more tzedakah has been given because of his powerful influence. Who can answer? Who can evaluate? There's only one person who can make that evaluation. Each and every one of us. Every one of us who are here participating must decide for ourselves what Kehillas Yaakov has done for me. What would I have been like would there not have been a Kehillas Yaakov? If I myself, or my parents, my wife, my husband, my grandparents, perhaps my great-grandparents, would not have been guided and influenced by this Kehillah. Each of us tonight must test our memories and ask ourselves this question so that we are properly makir tova, recognize the good which has been done for us, and fill ourselves with thanks. When we fill ourselves with thanks to the Kehillah and all it has done, then we fill ourselves with thanks for all those who have kept it going over these 5 decades. In 50 years, many names come to mind, some of which I've never even heard. Those that are with us and those that have left us. Both have helped. But the name which comes to mind to anyone and everyone, the name that touched every heart of anyone who ever dealt with him in any way, is that of the memory we honor here this evening. Mordechai ben Yosef Presper, Zichron Levracha. We honor him as he would want it, only so that his memory shall serve us as an inspiration to always do more than our share, an inspiration to come to shul when we think we can't make it, an inspiration to make sure there's always a minyan, be it in shul or baminan and base oval, always looking out to be sure. It brings out in us a desire to visit those who are homebound or hospitalized, to show and feel a genuine feeling for those who need us, to recognize the needs of others, even if, and most especially if, they don't let us know. It brings out in us a feeling to always be Olev Shalom, Rodev Shalom. Try to keep the peace, not to get excited, not to get upset about the little unimportant things in life, and to worry about our avodas Hashem. That is the inspiration that his memory invokes in all of us. These are all thoughts of the past, reflections and flashbacks of a half a century. As we look ahead, we need to be mechazik ourselves, to strengthen our resolve to continue as best we can. A few months ago, I overheard the following question. It was right after Yontif, and the Yontif Parochas was being put away upstairs and replaced with the Parochas, which is on during the year. A process that takes about a half an hour to bring it upstairs, change it, take it down. And someone asked, it's such a small shul, why bother? One Parochas is sufficient. It is the answer to this question which can give us the koach and the drive to continue no matter how difficult. If we stop for a moment and pondered the very purpose of life itself. Rich or poor, strong or weak, young or old. There is but one purpose in life. As the Yesod V'Shoresh Avoda says again and again, La'asos nachas ruach ba'avodoso. To give a nachas ruach to our Father in heaven, to serve the Ribbon Shel Olam, for Him to see that He has commanded and we have listened. Just as a child gives nachas to a parent, we give nachas in our actions to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That is the purpose, the only purpose in our lives. And we all understand when there's a Beis HaKnesses of hundreds of people being mispalo, we're able to understand there's nachas ruach and shemayim for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We understand the maintenance of such a Beis HaKnesses in the spirit of Zekeli v'Anveyu. We understand all this. We understand the nachas ruach of a daily minyan which is flourishing. We understand the nachas ruach of a kehillah with shurim attended by large amounts of people. But what about a small Beis HaKnesses with a small minyan on Yontif, where the chazan davens before the Amud as if there would be 1,000 people there, concentrating on every nuance of the minig, of the niggin that has been with us for so long, not concerned about the people who fill this shul, but concerned with, no matter how many people are davening, we are davening to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that deserves the same diktuk, the same precision, whether there are 10, 50, 100, or 1,000 people. That nachas ruach of people who could easily go to a shul, where they're shul when they come, there'll be a minyan right away. They don't have to wonder, is it coming, is it not coming? But what about the nachas ruach of coming? I'm going to make sure there's a minyan. I'm going to look. I'm going to wait. What about the nachas ruach that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gets when someone has already finished davening and remains behind to make sure there'll be a minyan for the second minyan, and if need be, stay to the very end? Do we know how much nachas ruach there is in Shemayim when this occurs? Which nachas ruach is greater for HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Who can answer? Who knows? With this in mind, we think of the posuk, Lo mirubchem mikol ha'amim choshak Hashem b'chem, vayivcha b'chem. Not because of your great multitudes has HaKadosh Baruch Hu desired you, has He chosen you. Ki atem ha'ma'at mikol ha'amim. You are the smallest of all the nations. And the Svasemis explains this posuk so beautifully. What do you mean, lo mirubchem? Not because of your multitudes. I choose a poor man for a job, and I tell him, I want you to know, it's not because of your wealth that I'm choosing you. He knows it. He's aware. If we're ma'at mikol ha'amim, if Klal Yisrael is the smallest of the nations of the world, why must we be told, lo mirubchem mikol ha'amim? And he explains that rubchem in this posuk means your greatness. The times when you are great, the times when Klal Yisrael is on the highest levels, respected by all the nations of the world, look up to, when there's a Beis HaMikdash, when there are karbonos, Kohen Gadol, Kodesh HaKadoshim. It's merubchem. When you fulfill your task and you're serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the optimum method, with the greatest of covet in the world. Lo mirubchem. Not because of that. Because that is something that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us. He gives us the Beis HaMikdash. He gives us the fact that we are His Am Segula. Lo meirubchem, but ki atem ha'at mikol ha'amim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is choshav bonu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is desirous of us. We are beloved to Him. We are His Am Segula because of how we act when we are stepped on, when we are looked down upon, because of the way we act when the chips are down. This is why He has picked us. This is why we are the Am Segula Mikol Ha'amim. Because of the great Nachas Ruach that is created by a people who are burdened with problems and still make the essence of their day serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ki atem ma'at mikol ha'amim. Numbers do not matter. They are not as impressive as dedication and devotion. From this thought, we get our chizuk. Although our numbers are small, we do not deny it. Our dedication is great. The weaker we become, the stronger is our resolve to continue. And even when we are ma'atim, small in numbers, we shall be as medagdik, as careful as we ever were in maintaining our minhagim, in keeping our Beis Hashem, in the zekeli vanveyu of it, in every aspect. And yes, even in changing our parochas. Because it's zekeli vanveyu ha'ma'at mikol ha'amim. This is why HaKadosh Baruch Hu has chosen us. These are our thoughts with which we believe we shall all draw a great chizuk to continue to give all our koach, all our strength, all our might, to continue all of the Gemilas Chesed, Torah, and Avodah functions of the Kehillas Yaakov, to continue this at Bias Gold Tzedek from here of Yameinu.